Alright, so we are gonna go with this breakdown right now. Do our charts for the week. See any markets that we're looking at. Let's just look at Bitcoin real quick. As you guys know, we've been talking about probably getting in on this soon. Um, I marked off this area here. There's a strong area right here that I felt like price was gonna reject, and then probably start buying again. It rejected it already a couple of days already, 2 days. We're on the third day. After maybe a couple more rejections, I'll probably be interested in buying some more Bitcoin here. This is like a good entry right here. But for right now, we're just watching it, see what it does, see if it keeps rejecting it. All right, so we took this trade last week, USD CAD. We already talked about this, so I'm not gonna touch on it again, but we're not interested in this trade no more for this week. GBP AUD, same thing. We were looking at this trade last week. It did what it did already. We're no longer interested in this trade this week. Had a very, very strong move to the downside, so not catching my attention. GBP CAD. We avoided 2 losses on this trade last week. I really, really wanted to enter this trade, but it did not work out in our favor, so we didn't enter it. Let me look at it this week, see if we're possibly interested in it this week. Weekly's bullish, daily is bullish as well. For our it's bullish. So last week we wanted actually to sell this trade. This week is looking good for some buys. Let me see. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good off this trade this week. This move already happened. Not interested in this trade this week. I called all these already out last week and they played out. Definitely not interested in this. GBP USD. We had some crazy. The markets last week were crazy. A lot of crazy, big, deep movements. You know. Look at this crazy weekly candle right here. You rarely see this move right here, guys. Right? This strong move like this. This is a 1 week candle, and all these other little candles, they're all 1 week. So this is 1 week, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. So now compare all of that to this, just last week's candle. Look how big that is, compared to all these candles. You know. Last time we had a move like that was here. What was this? March 2025. You know what I mean? Those moves don't really happen. So when you see a move this strong, you have to expect that price is going to come back some. Even if it plans on keep going up, it has to have some retracement to catch some momentum to then keep going up. But this trade I am not interested in. All these trades that I looked at last week that, we took some and stuff. Look at this. You see all these, I don't know what happened last week in the markets that went crazy. But look at this move as well, See, but now this right here, I might be a little interested in. If you guys never been part of my breakdowns are like this, not because I'm literally analyzing this live with you guys. I have not looked at these markets for this week, so I'm literally just analyzing it live right now. So I sometimes go quiet a little bit just to look at what's going on. So this trade, These zones that I have marked off here are areas of interest, areas that are respected that I've marked off. As you can see, like here it got to this area, rejects it, rejects it, rejects it, rejects it. You know, so these are areas that are respected. So here I like for more buys here. Hmm. Yeah, so for this trade right here, I'll be interested in price and some more buys. I would like for price to come back down, retest this to then buy. It's definitely gonna pull back this week. So I'll be waiting for price to pull back, come back to this area, and give me some rejections to like confirm to me that it's rejecting it to go back to the upside. It's definitely gonna come back to get some momentum and then go back up. The weekly is bullish, the daily is bullish, the 4 hour is bullish. We have a head and shoulders here, but yeah, I like this. So yeah, we'll be waiting for. We're interested in this trade this week, so we'll keep that up here. Let's look at Euro USD. See, crazy. It was the USD markets that did this move last week, and GBP put to the downside. I'm not interested in this market. You can see that every time we break above this area, we come right back down. We broke here, back down, kind of broke here, back down, broke here, back down, broke here, back down. So just us breaking this area right here, I'm expecting it to come right back down. That would be a counter trend trade though. Counter trend meaning that the market is pushing to the upside. So if we go against it, we're going against the trend. I'm not good. I don't really like this market right here to trade. So I am not looking at this trade this week either. I'm feeling this week is gonna be probably like a JPY weekend. Even though I've been staying away from them, I think they're ready to go this week. EuroCAD. Hmm. All right. So for this market, interested as well. I want price to actually break this area completely, break it, come back, give us a little retest to then buy. Putting these alarms right here just to remind me when they break. AUD USD, you see what I'm saying? The USD markets went crazy. Look at how crazy. This is another weekly candle. Look how crazy this went. Insane. I am not interested in this market either. Insane. GBP. I think this was to, yeah. So I wanted price to do exactly this. I wanted price, as you guys can see, this is a head and shoulders right here. It's a left, head, shoulder. So basically this pair, I mean this how do you call it? This rejection right here. It's this pattern is is indication showing that price is gonna reject. So what normally would happen here is that price would break this area, come back up, retest it, and sell. So that's what I was waiting for. I think I did this markup like 2 weeks ago. Price was all the way down here, so I wanted price to come up this way to create the right shoulder, to then come down and create it. Now it hasn't broke the neckline yet, so I would need price to actually, this candle right here, to close around here, maybe go a little bit deeper, and then look for some sells. So I would need price to come a little deeper, come back, retest it, and then we will sell. So price is looking good for this week as well. Interested in this one. AUD CHF, I am not interested. I'm not interested in none of the CHF markets because they're at the lowest point they've ever been in. Look how low. This is history right here. Look, this is from all the way back then, years ago. And price has never been this low as it is now. So I am not interested. This price is crazy. It goes up and down, up and down. As you can see, we had like a consolidation right here. We finally broke out of it, which is what I called out right here. We took this trade and we won it. But this is not like a market that I'm too interested in. I wanted price to come back and retest and buy. We did that. I am not interested in this trade anymore. You can easily mark another area of interest right here. Let me see. That'll be 1 rejection, 2 rejections, 3 rejections. Didn't respect it once. Not that much of a strong area. Yeah, I'm not interested in this market. Only way I'll get interested in this market is if price makes it all the way back down here to then look for some more buys. But not going to happen this week for sure. Not interested. CAD JPY. Crazy move to the upside. Not so you see how I told you guys that the CHF pairs are all at the lowest it's ever been. Now the JPYs are the opposite; they're at the highest. So this market, this crazy move to the upside, I'm not interested in. There is a JPY that I am interested in. When we'll get there, we'll see. You see the CHF, same thing, lowest it's ever been. Well, it was here years ago, 2011. Not a market I'm interested in at all. Not looking at this. Euro AUD. Let's look at this real quick for a second. Not interested in this previous market. Not. Yeah, this price needs some more, maybe like another week of playtime here to create some more structure. Had a crazy drop. Only way I will be interested in this market is if price actually comes back up, retests this to sell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Put an alarm here. I guess this week is a Euro week. As you guys can see, a couple euro pairs already. Not interested in this pair. CHF. Low point as well, you see. The daily is finally bearish. Let me see. This is a CHF pair. Don't like these a lot, but I am liking this trade right here. I would like to see price. Yeah. So we'll be waiting for this price to actually come back up, give us another rejection to then sell. Have to take into account, you guys can see this big wick, so you don't want to get into a trade. Let's say we're looking for some sells here, right? And we enter about here. You don't want to be under this because there's a very high chance that market will come back up here just to retest. So we would have to be at a space like this. And then our take profit, you know, could potentially reach up here. So this trade looks pretty good. We'll be waiting for this price. I was looking at it maybe 3 weeks ago, and I wanted basically the daily time frame, which is the time frame that we are on now, to shift bearish. So this was the higher high at that moment. This was the lower low. We broke that area now, so we are bearish. We are, you know, our trend is to the downside. On the weekly, we are still bullish. If we break this area right here, then we will be bearish. On the 4 hour, we are definitely bearish. Yeah, so not a bad trade. Again, take into account it's a CHF trade, so you have to be aware of that it is at the lowest point, not highly favorable. Here, there's a nice head and shoulders building. As you guys see it, left head, right shoulder. Not a very nice one, but it's there. Again, it's a CHF trade. Look how low this is. Not my favorite at all. Not interested in this one. See the JPY to the upside. Not interested in this one. Not interested in this one. Or this one. No, this one for sure. Let me see, yeah. So, only reason I'm interested in this trade, I talked about it last week, is even though it's at its highest point, it was here previously in 2024 in July. And once it got to this area, it went straight to the downside. And if you guys can see, it got to this area, rejected it, and now it's making its way down. So this is a counter trend trade, very risky. But I am definitely interested in it because I am looking for a move that's going to happen just like this. A crazy move back to the downside, at least up to this area. So that'll be a crazy, crazy, crazy move. What I would be looking at, though, let me see the weekly. Yeah. So I would wait for a little bit more push to the upside. If it comes back around this area, maybe, then I'll enter this trade. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. Keep it here. USD JPY is the other one. Same thing. Kind of gets to this area, break it. It never made it to this area. So I lost interest in it. But you see this crazy move to the downside, right? So we can expect the same thing out of AUD JPY. So this is a big money trade this week right here. And, well, it's going to be a long trade. It's not going to be a 1 week trade. This trade is going to take, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like 20 weeks to get to this area. So you could expect the same thing, maybe like 15, 20 weeks to make it all the way down here. So we'll be riding this trade for a long time if we catch it. So I'll be interested in entering this trade possibly. Just keeping an eye on it for now. Not interested in this one. This is the lowest one that it is at the lowest point it's ever been at. Look how low this is. It's never been this low before. This market is something that you don't want to trade on. Even though you can see we have a left head, right shoulder here inverted. Ah, man. See, this is the trades that makes you want to take it. And you have another one right here. I don't know. I don't know. I would have to wait for price to come lower, deeper in. We're just gonna watch it for right now. If price is able to make it down here, might be interested in some buys. Might be. GBP NZD. Might be breaking to the bearish side. Daily is bearish. 4 hour 2. I like this right here. I like this, I like this, I like this. We're gonna be waiting for price to actually come back up to retest all the way up and then sell. You can see last week it almost made it up, but it didn't quite make it there. If price does make it up there, we will be interested in selling this trade. Very nice trade. Okay. That's all of the markets. For this week, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 real markets. Well, actually 5. These 2 I'm just looking at. We'll put these all the way in the bottom. So now I'm going to organize these trades to the point where I feel like they're going to happen first. EuroCAD first. So this one. All right, so just to go over the trades one more time, EuroCAD, we're gonna wait for price to break this area, give us a quick little retest to then buy. GBP CHF, same thing, but vice versa. We're gonna wait for price to make it to this area, retest it to then sell. Euro GBP, we're gonna wait for price to break this weekly area, retest to then sell. I'll probably wait to see if it breaks under this round psychological level, just for extra confirmation. I'll say that throughout the Discord, what I'm doing, I'll update there. GBP NZD, waiting for price to breach back up here to then sell. NZD USD, come back down to buy. Euro UAD, the opposite, come back up to sell. These 2, I'm not sure if they're going to make it. Looks like they're already on the process to head to where they're going. AUDJPY, very, very high risk trade. Let me write that down. I don't suggest it, but I do sometimes go in on these, go big or go home. Could be worth it. So if price gives me another pullback, more rejections, then I'll get on it. If it doesn't give me a rejection, but it gives me a full engulfing candle, might be interested in it too. NZDCHF only interested because it has an inverted head and shoulders, not very nice. Left head, right shoulder, and a little mini one right here. So if price breaks it, makes it right down here and retests that neckline, gives me a rejection, retests this EMA. We have also let's see. No. Does that, then we'll look for some buys. So that is the markets for this week. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Let me know. Yeah, no, I'm going over the whole market, all the markets of this week, and what trades I'm interested in possibly taking this week. It all depends if they play out to what I say. It's like I tell you guys, you gotta wait for the price. You don't go chasing the market. So if it does what I'm expecting it to do, then I'll look for my entry to then enter a trade. Can you go back to EuroCAD? Yes, EuroCAD. Right here. So let me break it down a little bit. EuroCAD on the weekly time frame, it is bearish. Bearish meaning that the trend is headed to the downside, right? And we can see that because let's just break it down right here. So this is the highest high at this point, right? Which means that this is the lowest low. Once price broke under this point, which is the lowest low, now this becomes the lowest low. And this becomes the highest high, right? So here now we are bearish. We're going to the downside. This area broke the lowest point. So now this is the lowest point, and this is the highest point of this move. Still bearish, still going to the downside. Now, let's say price, all right, let's look at it this way. Let's say price, this price right here were to break above, this is the lowest point, this is the highest point. So if price breaks above this point right here and closes, now this is the highest point and this will be the lowest. Now the market has shifted from downside to the upside, meaning instead of bearish, now it is bullish, right? So in this time frame right here, we are still bearish. We're headed to the downside, right? Which means that we're going against the trend. But, bearish, yeah, so we're going to the downside, so we're against the trend. But if you look at the daily market, we are bullish. This is the highest point, this is the lowest. We are headed to the upside. We're going up over here, right? The 4 hour, we're also going to the upside. This is the highest point, this is the lowest. Price has not broke below this point, so it is still to the, it's still going up, it's still bullish. So I want price to basically keep going up the way it's going. It's gonna get to this point, break this area, right? And then after this strong move, I'm expecting a little pullback, which is what I see here. Little pullback, then it's gonna reject this strong area that we have marked here. Once it rejects it, I'll look for my entry point. Then when I look my entry point, then I'll get in on the trade and then just hold it to, possibly buy and get some money out of this. So that is what EuroCAD is right there. Did that answer your question? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to start doing a couple more videos, breaking things down a little bit more. The best way I can do it is when you guys join my calls or even on the chats, you guys speak on the chats and ask any questions that you might have. I don't know, I might open up a channel just for questions, like ask Santi questions or something, So any questions that you guys have, I might be able to answer it on there, to give you a clearer view or image of, trading in the markets. Nah, yeah, for sure, bro. Write notes. That's the best way to do it. And these videos, I save them. Like I'm gonna keep posting them on here on the chart in the Discord, so you can always come back to them. And any questions you guys have, I don't answer them here. Gather them and then ask the next time we get on a call. Or like I said, I'm probably gonna open up a channel for you guys to just ask questions, and I'll be able to respond to them. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who tuned in. That's it for the breakdown. In the Discord, I will update throughout the week. If markets change, if entries are getting to where I want them to get to, and yeah, hopefully let's make some money this week. Appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of your week. See you guys in the Discord.